46 years old. I'm originally from Austria and living in the Middle East for the last 15 years. I do some spiritual work pretty much since my teenager years. I had, for example, quite a bad motorcycle accident with 17, and that brought me to self-healing via my family. And I did some Reiki courses. That's how it started, maybe in the younger age. And ever since, there's always a calling for the spiritual world. As much as I'm home in the so-called normal world, right? In the materialistic world, how you want to call it, as much as I'm drawn to the spiritual world. And so the work got deeper and deeper over the years, right? And this eventually brought me actually to Ayahuasca. And as they say, she's calling you, right? And there's always a right time for you to receive her. And that was last year, the first time with the retreat. And the interest, this was like a spark, an ignition. This was only 3 ceremonies, right? And it lit something up in me, right? And my whole life changed in this ever since I did that. It was like a gate is opening, and the path in front of you was not any struggle anymore. It was just laid out in front of you for you. Smoothened. She's like she smoothened the path for me, and I had a communication always going with her, actually, right? So ever since, and then I thought, I have to do this again, right? And here I am again, and I have the feeling it won't be the last time. This time was especially different because it was included a so-called dieta as well, right? Which was not only working with ayahuasca itself, but it was working with another plant as well, with a higher intelligence. And that was a combination of the two, which was the first time for me, which was actually a totally different experience, right? The tree is called Noya Rao, right? There's the flying tree, you know better, I think you should explain that to people, but it apparently shines light in the deepest dark, right? And this is what I actually experienced. The experience, I would say, let's go back a bit. I always wanted to meet my demons, right? Because I think once you meet your demons, once you can work with your demons, then it gives you so much confidence in your life, right? Because we always know they're there anyways, but we never meet them in our real life, right? They might nagging us. They might influence us in a bad way, right? They might influence our life in a bad way, and we always have this subconscious feeling there's something going on, right? But we never really meet them face to face. Yeah, well, guess what? This is what happened with this dieta. It was a beautiful path. It was I wouldn't say it was the easiest path, right? It is work. It is work on yourself. It is work with yourself. It is work with the medicine. But that brings you deeper and deeper and deeper, and actually my wishes were heard, and I met my demons. But the beautiful thing with this is, and with this dieta, which is a tree of light as well, right? After the darkest dark, comes the most beautiful light, right? And this is what I experienced in these 5 ceremonies, over the course of these 5 ceremonies, right? It was an introduction into the dieta. It was showing me beautiful family structures, and the first and second ceremony, right? And in my 3rd ceremony, there they were, right? And it was rough. It was a rough night. It was a rough. I wouldn't lie, right? You can't lie, anyways, in this context. So it was a rough night. But there was guidance from you guys, there was guidance from the Maestra, right? And although I had the feeling I had to call for help in this situation, which you guys offered, which was there, I somehow knew, no, I have to do this on my own. This is my path, this is my work. Nobody can do my work for me, right? It's only I can do this work for me, myself. And yeah, you guys used this beautiful, beautiful word, which guided me then in my next ceremony, which is self-empowerment, right? And this is what happens after the dark ceremony, after the hard work. right? Then there came the light. And as much as I did not know if I can do that again, right? Because once you experience it, when you come right out of it, you think, oh my God, can I really do this again? If that comes up again, if they show them to myself again, right? Can I do this? And after a couple of talks with you guys, which was very helpful, so how do you go in the next ceremony with this knowledge you have, with the things you have seen, right? And they're like, no, this is actually self-empowerment. I'm making myself stronger here. She's making myself stronger here, right? She's helping me to become stronger, a stronger person, a better me, right? And then really the next ceremony, I think this was most beautiful. I came closer of seeing God than I ever been in before in my life, right? If I not could say I've seen God in this ceremony, which was how you described it. I mean, there's no words to describe God, obviously, right? But it was, if I think of the best word in my broken English, is like it was singularity. It was just one. It was it was an all healing, instant healing energy. And this energy could heal anything and everything, any disease, any discomfort, any situation in your life, any situation in your past life, or in your past, or even in past lives, right? And this I experienced in my fourth ceremony, which was then beautiful. And then you know you're on the right path here. Yeah. Well, the Maestra, she facilitated the real connection with Aya, right? With Ayahuasca, with the Tree of Light. She was the connection between you and the plant, right? And the plant spirit. Because it's a spirit, it's not a plant, it's actually, and the more and more people you talk to, and everyone has the same experience, this is not just a plant, it's not just a medicine, right? It's a higher spirit. And she's kind of she acts like kind of the translator between you and the plant, right? Or that spirit. Because initially you don't know how to talk to her, or how to find the way to her. And her singing, her Icarus, right? How do you call it? It's just unbelievable. And in the visions I had, this Maestra, so powerful and loving she is, she could create the whole universe with her singing. She could create. And as I said earlier, when I saw this singularity, right? She created the temple for this singularity with her singing. Right? And she works one-on-one with you, and she would not give up on you until she got where she wanted, and she knows where you have to go eventually. She knows, she's connected to this higher spirit and his higher intelligence as well, right? There's so much wisdom in this singing. There's so much unbelievable wisdom in this singing, which you can feel, because you can't understand the word, obviously, right? And it's not a language. It is a language, but you understand the language all of a sudden. Although you don't understand the words, you understand the language, though. And then, but this is a learning process as well over the couple of ceremonies you have, right? Over the few. And this is just undescribable. And she will not give up. She will sit there and be there for you until she knows, okay, you made this connection, this which is necessary, and then she let go, and then she leaves you alone, and then she leaves you alone with your work, which she cannot do for you, right? The work you have to do yourself, but she can facilitate, she can make the connection, and once she knows you're connected, then she leaves you alone, and leave you do the work which only you can do. Yeah. It was beautiful to meet her, a wonderful woman. Wonderful person. You really feel the aura when you meet her. You feel the wisdom. You feel this wonderful aura, and you just can bow in front of her. Actually, you can really only bow in front of her. Unbelievable. Yeah. You can see that in the video, right? It's just gorgeous. The setting is just unbelievable. It's like you're in the middle of nature, and as this is a plant medicine, right? it's coming from nature, so you're so connected with nature here, right? So the whole setting here in the retreat is amazing. The support from all people is amazing. There's always someone you can talk to, which is very important, right? Because you have times where you don't want to share, where you want to be alone, where you want to reflect on yourself, reflect on your work. But then you're kind of a newbie as well in this work, right? And with the experience you guys have, it's so important that you have someone to talk to afterwards, right? You can sit and talk, and that might be any time of the day. There was always someone there to talk to, and if it was 5 o'clock in the morning after you come out of ceremony and you needed to share this, you needed to process this, right? And by sharing, you're processing it as well. You can process only so much with yourself, right? But then you need someone else to say, look, look, I've been there. Trust me, I've done that. I've done that work as well. I've gone through dark nights like you did. Don't worry, it will pass. This is not what stays. Take it as a whole process, right? And then you will see it comes around. And there's always someone there to talk to and to share with, and get help if you need as well. And even in the ceremony, right? There's someone else, for example, in my retreat needed help in the middle of the ceremony, right? And you can always ask for help, and there's help there, and there's guidance there. You're never alone, and that's the amazing setting here. Besides of the beautiful surrounding of the nature and gorgeous food and healthy food, you feel healthy. You feel very rejuvenated. It's a whole. It's a whole. It's like a circle, right? It's like one whole thing. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah, thank you guys. Really, I can only say thank you. It was an unbelievable pleasure, yeah. And an unbelievable experience. Which, yeah, I can only hope you continue your work like you do, because I will be back. Yeah. Thank you.